been joined by Major General retired Zahid Mehmood, defense analyst. Thank you so much, General Zahid, for joining us. Pakistan has done what no country has been able to do for nearly 50 years. It has put United States and Iran in the same physical space. American aircrafts are supposedly at Noor Khan tonight. Iranian signals are mixed. From where you sit, what is the most honest read on what is actually happening in Islamabad in the next 24 hours?
Thank you very much, Zunaira, for having me. Like anyone, we are also keeping our fingers crossed, but most likely this dialogue is taking place. This will take place. Of course, it is a last-minute brinksmanship pressures, manifestation of the brinksmanship, and then a lot of severe, rattling is taking place. But hopefully, both of them have reached to a point where they very well understand that this military application or any escalation ladder which we are going to move on to will not bring us the checkmate situation. So probably now the checkmate is lying, not only the checkmate, but the victory is lying in the dialogue. So both will craft their own notion of victories. Now, before coming to your program, I was being asked by someone in a Pakistani channel that who will carry the trophy. I told them that the war never have a winning trophy. It's only having a losing trophy.
Right.
You can the war they don't carry trophies. I mean that each one of them, both of them will have their own notion of a victory. They will keep
hammering that for their political audience.
For political audience, and as far as and of course the international audience also, because now there are many lessons which have to be learned by each one of us from this war.
Well, let's talk of Iran's three preconditions on the record. Lift the blockade, address the issue that the vessel you have seized, and the real Lebanon ceasefire. The American delegation appears to be arriving without any of these deliverables. From mediators' perspective, is Trump's team coming to negotiate on these terms as well? Or is Trump's team coming so that when the war restarts on Wednesday, if it does, Washington can claim that it tried at least for peace?
No, from whom they want to have this recognition? I mean, they've started this war without United Nations approval of any Security Council or approval of their own, Congress. So this war is not carrying the the legal coverage or without a legal framework. So they didn't bother to ask anyone. Even
the Congress. Even the Congress is bypassed.
Even the Congress, that's what I'm saying. So there's no local, I mean, no American coverage, legal coverage to this, nor the international coverage through United Nations or some NATO coming up with some resolution or some. So it is purely President Trump's application at the at the instance of Israel. I don't know.
All it takes is one telephone call, in my opinion. Yes. Why would Trump not make it?
I think overall they've lost it in a way that the whole construct of this war is not being, approved or being ratified by anyone. Neither we have seen anyone from United States of America. It's probably the smaller team. It is smaller congressmen or the Republicans may be supporting this. Even the approval of this war, every day it's going quite.
Trump is at 35% approval rating now. That is the lowest, I think.
It is the lowest. It is the lowest, and he is already, below those standards. I think there's no approval. There's no moral justification. And probably now this is time that through diplomacy, they should get out of this war and address the larger issues through diplomatic and political means.
Right. Iran's parliamentary speaker Kalibak said on Monday, that is yesterday, that Iran had, and I quote, new cards on the battlefield. Your read on what that means? Is Tehran signaling it has something to bring to a real negotiation, something new? Or is it signaling it has something to bring to restart the war or to restart the whole negotiation procedure? What does that mean?
No, I think he's hinting at the response, quid pro quo responses if United States of America, they decide to move up the escalation ladder. So probably he's hinting at stockpiles. They already have a very good stockpiles as far as the information is concerned, or the intelligence reports are concerned, and probably that has been conveyed to fairly good stockpiles of missiles and drones. And the report has been given to United States president also. He understands that. And secondly, he is hinting at using other strategic choke points, Bab Mandab or something like that. So Iranian strategy is very clear. If they are being delivered with the pain, they will create a situation for the all the stakeholders. Rather, larger number of states will be impacted by Iranian response. So that is the only way forward, for Iranians. So this choking of Hormuz has given them the new, made them understand that this has given them extreme clarity that you have to create more choke points in the economic domains. So they create these pressure points, economic pressure points, and to that they try to, pacify the military ascendancy of United States of America.
We are living in an era of geopolitics where it's all about choke points and trade routes and energy supplies and all that. And you've mentioned Babul Mandab. Do you think it could go to that?
I think, yes, as far as disruption is concerned, the Iranians can move forward with this. Of course, there is a linkage of Lebanon also, but probably I personally feel that this dialogue will take place. They will not. They are not. Both of them are not in a position to move up the escalation ladder.
Nobody is actually, because there is a lot at stake. So walk us through the next 72 hours, if I may take the expediency from your military experience. The ceasefire expires Wednesday evening, Washington time. The Iranian delegation has not confirmed anything yet. The blockade is in force. What does Pakistan do tomorrow morning? What does it do Wednesday afternoon if the talks do not materialize?
I think Pakistan is showing the determination, perseverance, and a lot of patience, strategic patience. I think now this has become, unfortunately, this is going into those critical timelines that even Pakistani as a mediator, their patience is also being tested. Pakistan will continue with this patience. Pakistan will continue with this strategic, effort to bring them back to the table, even if the escalation starts again. Because if Pakistan is frustrated and they decide that, okay, let them give a chance, let them learn a few hard lessons, that will be catastrophic. Because every diplomacy, politics, this might have a chance, but humanity is not having that much. They can't afford wasting this time. More than 96,000 places were targeted inside Iran, including schools, hospitals. And if they start targeting energy sites and start targeting those critical civil facilities, this will add new dimensions to the warfare, which is not good for the humanity for the future. So this may become an op for other countries. It's not good for the humanity for the future. So this may become an op for other countries also. If you remember, once Russians attacked few energy sites in Ukraine, court of justice, so they all legal elements, they started scrambling. This case also, there will be then a lot of legal questions, lot of
would be asked, But the broader question, let me bring in a broader question for the mediators. Pakistan has now invested extraordinary diplomatic capital in this process. If Wednesday comes and the war restarts, what does Islamabad have to show for it? And what does that teach Pakistan and every future mediator for that matters about the limits of successful mediation when one of the parties is constrained by a coalition that does not actually want a deal?
To be very honest, this will be unfortunate for USA and Iran. Let
Both.
me tell you very frankly. So there's no burden on Pakistan, to be very honest. It's Pakistan's great character. It is a Pakistani character which is making such a hard effort, and this is for the stability. That's why we always call that Pakistan has become a factor of stability. It's a net stability provider.
Provider. Yeah.
Yes, of course, there are spoilers who will be very happy with this situation, but I think we should not be bothered much about this. Though in Pakistan, I sometimes I'm hear many people that they say that Pakistan may fail, and this is not our failure. For Pakistan, there is only one thing lying in this whole process, and that is the success. Pakistan has already succeeded, Zunaira. You have made them sit in a room after 47 years of animosity of a different levels.
Yeah, in the same physical space after 50 years. Yeah,
after
that's
50
huge.
years.
Yeah.
So it's huge. Pakistan has already done a bit, but it will be our great, our wish that this succeeds, this ends well. That will bring stability to the whole world. So I think burden of success is totally on two warring factions. They are two sovereign, independent states. They are pursuing their own political objectives. They're using their military instruments. They're creating their own pressure points, economic pressure points. They're creating cost of this war for every human.
And I would say at the cost of their own citizens. Let's be very clear.
Yes, there's a lot. The inflation is the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
The survey on inflation in the United States, it was +7 for Trump before war. Now it's -42. So he has gone down 49% underwater.
That's huge. That's huge. General Retired Zahid Mehmood, thank you so much for being with us today.